Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make a boutonnière. I have some spray roses here, my water bottle, a long stem white rose, and some filler flowers. This is called a wax flower that I have. You can use baby's breath or just use the greenery from the roses. You can even clip some greenery from outside, which I did here. And you just gather all your supplies, find the best rose that you like. I like to have them a little open, but not too open. And you cut it from its stem. And some of the greenery is nice to use, so put that aside. You're going to need a wire. This is probably like a 28 gauge wire, some boutonniere pins, and once you cut it off the stem, you pull the greenery back from the rose because you don't want to damage that, and put the wire through the stem up near the bottom of the rose. Pull it through and then bring it down to the stem. Now before you tape it, if you feel like you have more, it to be more secure, you can put a second wire in the opposite direction, poke it through, and then pull it down. It just makes the rose a little more stable. If your wire's too thin, it may not go through, so you might need a little thicker wire, but you want it to be thick enough that you have something to hold as you design it. This is floral tape. It's a floral adhesive. It won't feel stretchy when you unwind it, but as you pull it, it sticks to itself. So grab your rose, put it up at the top, and pull tight with one hand as you twist with the other hand. That allows the tape to stick to itself. And now we're just making a green stem that matches the rose. You can get this tape in a dark green or a light green, and you can find it on Amazon or probably arts and crafts store near you. And then just keep twisting and pulling. And then you have your stem. I cut off any excess wire. Keep it kind of long still until we are done making the corsage, so you have something to hold on to, or the boutonniere. And then here's the leaves I cut off. I like to wire these too so that they don't fall off the boutonniere in the middle of the night when you're dancing or whatever, rubbing against each other, hugging people. If you wire the greenery, which I'll show you in a minute, the rose petals, or the rose greenery, it works much better. That greenery I just cut was pittosporum. It's a variegated pittosporum I got off at a bush outside. And this is the wax flower. And just clip off some florets, probably about 2 inches long, just for a little cluster. Now you just grab some of the greenery that you prepared and place it against the rose. Clean off any foliage near the stem, the wire stem that you're going to be taping around, so it's a nice clean stem without any bulk from excess greenery getting under the tape. When it looks nice to you, you can grab your tape and wrap it around. Now I'm just adding the wax flower, or as I said, you can use baby's breath. Any kind of white little accent always is nice to give it some interest. And then you tape that. Now I'm going to get a wire and I'm going to put it through the leaf. Come up about an inch and put it through the back side and then back through so it looks like that. And then you pull it down, twist it a little bit so it stays together, and then you have a nice leaf. And I'll do a couple of them to show you. And then you just repeat the same, pulling and stretching and turning to help that leaf stay on the wire. And you don't want any natural wires exposed on your boutonniere, so it's best to to tape all of them. Some people feel it's not necessary to do this on your foliage. They just cut it off and use its natural stem. But most natural stems are kind of woody or flimsy. And I like to have more of a secure stem using a wire. People wonder sometimes when they order corsages and boutonnieres from florists why they cost so much. This is why. A lot of detail work and labor that goes into it. Now you just place it on the back of the rose. I do one in the center, a little higher, and then I tape it on. And I take two smaller leaves and put them down lower, one on the left and then one on the right. Then you tape all those wires to the main wire. It's nice to separate some of those wires and start trimming them from the main stem that you created with a rose, just so it's not so thick and bulky on the stem. And then finish wrapping. And that's pretty much it. Now you just take your little wire cutters and cut off all the extra pieces and keep your stem a couple inches long. And there you go. Boutonnière pins are usually small and black, and I just put them into the main stem until they get to where they're going. It usually only takes one pin to pin onto a lapel through the back side of it, but I always enclose 2 pins just in case one bends or you lose one. I hope you have fun creating yours. Thanks for watching.